Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Beyond the Build Golf Podcast. This is Tony. I'm here with my co host, Steve, and we want to say Happy Masters Week to everybody listening today. This is going to be a special episode because one of us had the fantastic opportunity to go down to Augusta, Georgia, and that person was Mr. Steve Harrow. So, Steve, I'm so excited to hear about your trip. I know I was potentially supposed to join you, but last minute I couldn't. So I was there in spirit for you, my guy. I hope it was a good trip down there. And this episode is going to be, all about that. So happy to introduce you to our listeners today to go through that Monday practice round.
Another amazing experience. Not my first trip, but definitely one that I learned from the first times down. And I say first times because the very first time I went was we got a little rain and they closed the golf course on us, so we got reissued for the following year. So I was only on the grounds for about an hour, so I got to take in about 3 holes before the horn went off. And then we got to come back down.
24?
That was 22.
Two?
We got rained out. We're driving back because we're staying in South Carolina. We're driving back to Columbia and we're listening to Colton Oast and Drew. And they're like, hey, this is a special announcement just came through. If you had tickets, you're going to get reissued for next year. Mm-hmm. So amazing.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was the Rom. That was the year Rom won, was 23, and we ended up following Rom that year at the Monday practice round. It was him, Sergio, and Old Thobble, and what an amazing follow they are. Just to see, the amount of sheer power from Rom, and then the other side of it, just all of the knowledge and consistency out of Old Thobble. Watching them play a par 5 and Rom goes for it in 2, Sergio goes for it in 2, neither of them stay on the green. Olafalba lays up to 100 yards, stuffs it to 2 feet, and makes birdie. Like, you can't teach that. But yeah, so that was really the full first time. And then this time, learning from the experience of that, once again, in a weird kind of turn of events, this was also a reissue year because last year we had tickets and but we couldn't even get on the grounds last year is how bad the weather was last year.
Yeah,
so
that sucked.
That was a very odd year for sure, but well worth the wait of coming back this year and getting to bring somebody else that's never been and just watching their face light up like it's the first time they've ever seen a Christmas tree or,
we were talking about Disney World a little bit. Yeah. It's kind of like that, right? Seeing someone.
It's Disney World with a golf course in the middle. And it's just, everything is so precise. Everything runs like a Swiss watch. There's a million other details I would love to dive into, the tunnels underneath and all of the things that, what happens underneath the place. But just from a eye level view, not 30,000 down or up, just what you experience when you're there, it's such a wonderful experience. Like, there's nothing to complain about. You could look for things to complain about, you won't find one. So there's it's just so special, and I hope I can win tickets again, and then I have to drag you.
That's what I've been waiting for, is kind of a play-by-play of how it was this week, because I know you've had weather issues in the past. I was checking the weather report Monday and I saw that it was clear, so I'm like, okay, he's going to be in. I haven't heard from him today, so that's a good sign. That means he's doesn't have his phone next to him. But yeah, set the scene. Set the Monday morning scene. When did you get there? What's it like to park and shuttle, and how long was the line to get in? I mean, I've been to a handful of events, a handful of majors, and they're not easy to get into. There's a lot of walking involved. I'm sure your step count was super high. But yeah, give us the whole thing, the whole itinerary from Monday morning when you woke up and got on the road.
So let's start obviously at the very beginning. Okay, we're staying about an hour and a half, hour and 40 away from Augusta. So we're staying west of Augusta. Plan is we're going to be out the door by 4:30. We're going to go, we're going to get there by 6:15, and we're going to walk to the gate. Now, my original plan was to go to the south entrance. It's a little different experience coming from the south entrance instead of the north entrance. Parking is free. They have an enormous amount of land where they park you. So you pull in, they directed us to North Gate, which ended up being perfect. Parked. It was a 5-minute walk, not even, to get to kind of the first checkpoint. And it literally is Disney, rope drop. Like they let in a bunch of people. They stop everybody. They let everybody get through. They let in the next wave. They stop everybody. They let everybody get through. And obviously there's a rules. You have to have your credentials visible. You cannot walk around without your credentials visible. So that way everybody knows who's allowed to go where, kind of deal.
I'm pulling up
Um,
a map here that you can
yep.
find on the master site. So you said you entered South or North Gate?
North Gate, so off of Washington Street. Um, we came in off of Berkman's Drive, and then they ended up kind of funneling us under some tunnels and some overpasses to the north parking. And quick little walk. You get through rope drop, and now you are in it.
So you're where here on this map at that point?
So
Because I'm
it's a
trying to,
great
because the
question.
clubhouse is down here. Here's Magnolia Lane. Here's Founder Circle.
Okay,
And then
so
par three is on the far side. Practice areas on. Do you walk through the practice area before you get to the
yes,
clubhouse?
so you walk. Yep. So you come down through the practice areas on your left. There's
Mm-hmm.
a ton of buildings and special buildings on your right.
Mm-hmm.
Once you break that and you start to see the range, immediately to your left is the live from set on Golf Channel. Those guys are right there. Like you're close enough to talk to them. You then head down the hill. The full range is there. The putting green is there. The short game area is there. And it's just a row of guys hitting shots, flighting little wedges into the green, hitting long irons, hitting driver.
I assume the
And
T areas are kind of right here where I'm dragging my line, kind of on the rights, the I guess the southeast side. If this is looking north, because that would make sense if they're driving into this.
yes, they're
Like
driving
here's
into where the media building is.
yeah, like here's our 310 distance from this area. So I know
Mm-hmm.
there's those bleachers that sit behind the practice tee. Did you get to sit in
Yes,
those or get to see any practice area during the
got
day?
to sit in them. Got to hang a little bit. Saw some guys that I know. Saw a member who is originally from our area. He is now the marker
Okay.
for the Masters, Mr. McDermott. So every time I think I see him more down there than I do up here, and he still is up here. And he's talking with a couple other members, and I walk up and I go, "We have to stop meeting like this. You live 15 minutes from me. Why do I have to see you in Georgia?" And you know, everyone kind of laughed, and we're just chatting for a couple minutes, and I'll catch up to you. We just went over and kind of sat down and hung out and watched some guys get warmed up.
It's cool to do that, and that's
Yeah,
probably one of my favorite things to do at a practice round. Is just hang out on the practice tee and watch them, get ready, do their work, get ready for the
yeah.
week. It's kind
Watching
of
their
it's
preparation is something really cool because none of them do the same thing. Not one.
right. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even think about that. All right, so I'm cutting you off here. So you cover past tournament area. It's still early in the morning. About what time is it? 7:30, 8 o'clock?
7:30, right? Not a lot of guys out. The golf course opens up at 7:30, so guys will start sneaking out. 7:35, 7:45, you'll start to see some guys kind of trickling out. Um, you'll start to see the putting green get a little bit busier. The one up between the one that's right actually behind 10
Oh,
T, you'll see
yeah.
a bunch of guys kind of set up there and start
So how do
putting with
they
their
get
coaches.
there? Is there like a there must be a player's aisle back here
Well,
that
there's shuttles to everything. So the second you leave the practice facility, you are on a cart and you are whisked away.
a patron
And
or a
everything's
player?
players.
Okay, just players. Just making sure.
Once you leave once you as a player, once you leave the practice area, what's really cool is where the caddy and player houses and where the locker rooms are. Nobody knows where they are. I know where they are only because I people tell me where they are. And
Mhm.
I mean, there's so much going on that you don't see, and how people get places. I mean, for instance, at a regular tour event, the vans and the merch van, the equipment
You
vans,
see all
pardon
of
me,
them.
you see them right there by the range.
Yeah, I
All
was
of the
gonna ask
equipment
that.
vans are off site. They're
Really?
across the street. Yeah, they're not even
Okay.
on property. They're literally
Wow.
parked in a strip mall like church parking lot.
Oh my god.
Not even kidding. So if they need something, that guy has to get on a cart and be taken down to the range into where this caddy player building is, walk out
Mhm.
onto the range, talk to said player. If that player then needs adjustments made, guess what? He now has to go back into that building, back onto a cart, back up to the vans, make the adjustments, wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, that's not like most
No,
tournaments.
no, it's not like let me just run on the van and go bend this and bring it right back out to you. Like
Yeah.
it's a half hour like situation. So it's very unique that way. And to be very honest, when it comes, especially when it comes to majors, like guys aren't making changes.
I was
They're
going to
not
just say that
adding.
too. Yeah, it's not a big equipment testing or modifying week. Like
No, they're
maybe grips, maybe loft lie checks.
yeah, it's loft lie checks. Some guys might do something different with maybe the higher lofted wedge
Hmm.
because of the tighter lies.
Hmm.
They might want to have something for they want to hit something different on 12. They might want to do something when you're approaching on 11, that if you're short-sided that you can get underneath it and get that thing up in the air quick with some spin. For this week, a couple guys added mini drivers
Oh, really?
just because of, yeah. I mean, listen, we have to keep remembering, like, these guys are bombers, so they
Yeah.
don't need to just rip driver out. They get something with a little bit more loft on it and just tear it down. Tear it down number three. Those guys don't need to hit driver there. They could just blast that down and let it run right to left down to the bottom.
Right.
Takes away a little bit of an angle, but you can get the same out of it. And when that place is running firm, it makes the short hitters, come back into play. The shorter hitters, I should say, come back into play. But I digress. There's so many other things that are again happening behind the scenes as you're walking through. So as we're walking through, we pass all that stuff. We see the shop. The line is literally a mile long. People are like, if you don't get in line now, like you can't get back in line.
Oh
Okay,
my
of course you
gosh.
can. Don't be ridiculous. Um, Concessions are right there. The restrooms are right there, and you just kind of keep walking, and the next thing you know, you start to see it. You can start to see sky creeping through, and you don't realize it, but you're about to walk on to eight. You're at 18. You're at the green, and you're just like, this is it. This is the green.
So is it
It's
almost
so tiny.
small? Yeah.
The
Yeah, in
but 9
person.
and 18 are so small. The depth perception from where you're hitting those approach shots from, where you're seeing half a flag stick, is unbelievable. accurate and how much they have to trust their distances. I mean, you're hitting it basically up a wall
Mm.
to a number that you just have to say, I'm going to hit it there. And you'll see guys down there. I watched Rom hit one on Monday afternoon. I watched him hit one, and he's like, "That's pretty good."
Mhm.
And you get up there, and he's like 4 feet.
Yeah.
Dude, how do you know to hit like that? That's gonna just curl up, just creep up to 4 feet. Like what? From down there, you can't even see where the bottom of the flagstick is.
Yeah, that's the thing is they're almost blind to the actual target, the
Yep,
end target.
yep.
Um, yeah, I
But
mean,
there's so many
so
cool holes. Yeah, I mean, there's
what were
so
some
many.
memorable holes or most memorable moment from the golf course?
You know, obviously, watching guys tee off on one, it's special.
That's
Watching
cool.
guys hit the tee shot on one, hit the tee shot on 10. 10's so crazy how much it slopes from right to left.
Mm.
That there's somebody there that is holding a flag to let you know whether you can hit or not, because you can't see anything where those guys hit it because they
Yeah.
hit it around the corner on 10. On one, they just blast it up there. When they get on two, they just rip it down the right side and it just feeds down. Um, 16 was a really cool hole to watch shots on. 15 is a fantastic par five that I don't think
Hmm.
gets the love that it deserves. I think 15 is probably my favorite par five on that golf course,
Hmm.
even more than 13. Um,
Why is that? Do you
I
think
just think
the
shot
second shot?
value wise, yeah, like you have to make a decision, and you have guys that are in so long now that they're hitting a 6 iron into that green,
Yeah.
but you have to remember everything kind of funnels away from the green. So if
Yeah.
you go a little wide right, a little more left, a little long, bring a wedge. You're not holding it. Uh, you know, watching older players that have more experience that just know how that golf course moves. The smarter players are probably laying up and
Hmm.
stuffing a wedge, depending on pin position, rather than try to risk it and go, all right, well, now I have to hit some kind of like really special wedge shot to make it stop so that it doesn't catch the next ridge that goes kind of right in the middle of the left side. And then that funnels it away. So just so much creativity that the golf course forces you to have, that if you can't hit those shots, you should have just waited until next week and just gone right to Harbor Town. I mean,
You're not wrong.
but it's so cool, man. Just the vibe there, and everybody's like nobody's mad.
How can
I
you
did
be?
see,
Yeah.
I did see, and I will do the short version of this because there is so much detail that I could put into this. I'm not going to do it. But a patron decided to have a seat just on the ground. That's a no.
Oh, really?
So volunteer comes over. If you're sitting, you better be sitting in a seat. You cannot sit on the ground.
Really?
That's what chairs are for. Listen, the chair. Before I continue, the chair rule, by the way, is the greatest chair rule ever. If you
Right.
have a
Because once
chair,
you set it and then nobody can touch it. Yeah.
well, you can set your chair, and somebody else can sit in your chair. But if you walk over and someone's sitting in your chair and you give them a little tap on the shoulder, they get up and move on.
Wow.
I mean, we did that on 16. We were sat right on the rope line at the green on 16 and did not get a tap. We sat there for about 40 minutes. I again, let me go back to where. So, gentleman sits down on the ground. Volunteer comes over. Hey, we're going to need you to stand up. Guy goes, why can't I just sit here? He goes, you've got, there's plenty of seating right over here and right over here. You're happy to sit in those chairs that we provide you with, seating that we provide you with. Otherwise, you've got two choices. You can sit where we provide you chairs, or you can leave. And the guy gets a little mouthy because he's got a big stack of cups.
Yeah.
And
That'll
to
happen.
the point where all of his friends all kind of backed away from him.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, I mean, it's not a complete Men in Black moment, but all of a sudden, these four guys just showed up out of nowhere and very politely said, "Would you come with us?" And the friends were like, "Dude, get him out of here."
Yeah. Well, that's
Well,
it's I mean, you can't take a risk. You can't let things escalate
no,
in front of others.
I,
So you
I
can't let it.
understand that. I also understand that with that, there may be some kind of a ban that goes
Yeah,
along with it.
I would think.
If you're like, basically, if you're asked to leave the grounds, like, bro, again, you don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, know where you are.
That's an unfortunate thing to see, but definitely notable. While you were chatting, I was just looking at pictures of 15, and I'll pull these up here because they're pretty remarkable. But the green is, it looks pretty large. There was one photo that I wanted to show you. This one, um, kind of like this is the layup area. So if you have a
Mm-hmm.
wedge in, this is a scary looking shot, even for a
Yeah.
wedge. Even for a wedge, just to see that everything falls away from the center of the green. I mean, even the sides of the green are going to roll you off. And
Mm-hmm.
then if you're on the back side, these are cool pictures, by the way. And here's another cool one to see all that front slope. And I
Yep.
remember Rory last year, not on the final round. I think it was the first round. He went long and then chipped
Mm-hmm.
on, and his chip ran so hot through the green and all the way down into the water.
Mm-hmm.
So to your point of, blasting driver 6-iron to hit on the backside of the green, well, you're going to have really tough time just trying to hit par or hit, it's not a simple par 5 where you can just blast it and then get up and down for birdie. So,
It's a scoring par five that, again, it's rewarded by being intelligent.
yeah.
Um, and just saying, hey, listen, where this pin position is, there's no reason for me to try to take this thing on when I know that I can lay up to 80 yards and get a little bit more aggressive, but in a smart way, not in a reckless way,
Yeah.
and end up walking off with par or bogey.
Especially at that point of the round and on Sunday. I mean, that's your last par 5 of the tournament on Sunday. So people are looking at that as a chance to score or a chance to just hang on and walk away with a par.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that'll be a good one to watch. I don't technically have a favorite hole. I do like 16 a lot for, the again the shot value, as you said.
Yep.
How
Yep.
important it is to hit that green, but in the right spot, especially at that timing of the tournament late in the round. There's been so many historic shots there, um, that comes to mind. But I also really enjoy watching them tee off on one, like you said. It's something about that green and how it sits, the kind of just sitting in the middle of a big open area, like a plateau, and people have to hit up to it. It's tough. So I'm interested in all of them, frankly. And one day I will get to walk it with you, my friend. I do hope that
Yes.
that comes true.
That will absolutely come true. We will make it happen. We will speak it into existence.
I like it.
Um, I just wanted to touch on this real quick because here's where I had some really cool interactions. Where kind of in that 9 and 18 area, right where the crow's nest is, right there, and all the green and white umbrellas tables are right there. And now you know that you are. If you didn't by now, if you didn't realize at this point that you are really in that place where the little putting green is right there before you walk over to one, and now people are starting to mill about a little bit more, and it's getting a little bit busier, and the swarm of ants of
Yeah.
people are starting to kind of build, and then every once in a while you'll see a couple security guys kind of make a path, and a player and a caddy come through, and this is where it starts to get fun for me and for what I do for a living, because I see a putter representative from Callaway Odyssey. Uh, do we want to name drop? Do you want me to name drop?
Sure. I don't.
Um,
I might not know them, but other people
so
listening might.
If I say the name Toulon,
Sean Toulon?
so Sean's son Joe. So I've known Joe for a number of years. So Joe walks past me. I had my back to him. I turn around and I'm Joseph, and turns around and he goes, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" I'm like, aren't you here for the ice cream social?" Like, "Oh no, it's the Masters." And we end up talking for a little while. Dave Phillips walks past us. Dave Phillips, John Rahm's coach,
Oh wow.
who was directly
Isn't
involved
that isn't
in
that Titleist TPI
his
guy?
TPI. Yeah.
Yeah, I know his
And
name.
there he is walking around in a pair of True Links wears,
Nice.
which is the reason why Rom got into Trues was because of Dave, and had a very cool moment with him where, "Hey coach, how are you?" And he goes, "Hey." I had just wanted to introduce myself, and he goes, I know who you are. You're with True." Uh, what? He goes, "Yeah, I remember you from the show."
Oh no
He's like,
shit.
our boy looks good." I go, "What?" Like, I just had one of those moments of, "Really, you remember me?" "Yeah." He goes, "You're from Philadelphia. Are you going to be at Aronimink?" I go, "What is happening right now?"
That's
And
so
we end up
funny.
just kind of just chopping it up for a couple minutes. And he's like, "Hey man, keep doing what you're doing." He's like, "The stuff's great." He's like, "I put a ton of players into this stuff, and my bosses aren't too happy about it, but my guys need the best." So
That's awesome.
yeah, kind of a very cool little moment there. Made our way over to Founders Circle, got our pictures taken, walked past the par three course, which
It's a great picture, by the way.
it's
When I saw that, I was like, man, it's professionally done. You look like you're having the time of your life there. It's just an awesome. You told me before we jumped on here that you didn't know that you could do that. Like
no, had
they
no
have a whole
idea.
setup for it.
There's even a person there telling you how long the wait is. Like, before you fully invest in going over there to
Mm-hmm.
walk past the par three course to get over to Founders Circle, which by the way is the end of Magnolia Lane,
Mm-hmm.
where all the players pull in.
Yeah, it's like right at the clubhouse where you were, and
Yeah,
I see on the map. I'm gonna pull it back up again. They have some sort of icon for a camera. So I mean, again, like maybe in the first couple years they had it, but you were just so pulled in by other things that you didn't notice. Let's see, what does it say? Patron photo location. Yeah,
yeah.
right
Never
there.
knew it
So
was there.
here's Magnolia Lane, like the infamous drive and
The
view. So
drive. Yep.
you're standing from the picture I remember. You're standing at this side of the oval of the grass, so you're looking down the tree line, and the camera guy is basically.
I'm looking down Magnolia Lane.
So I mean, yeah, that's a pretty awesome feature, and like I hate to keep comparing it to Disney World, but
It
it
it's
is an operation. Like it's an insane operation to make sure every patron that walks through gets the best experience of their life on a golf course.
Yep. And again, there's so many more details that you could sit here and go, the the concessions and how the concessions run. Like, you're through concessions in 5 minutes.
Is
You
it a
just
grab
go
and
down the
go?
line.
There's
It's not
people.
grab and go, but you walk in and everything there's 6 lanes, and
Mhm.
everybody's just like, "I want this, I want this, I want this." Go up, someone calls you over, go pay for it. Everything's all cashless. So
Oh,
there's no
nice.
like, "Oh, let me get another quarter out." No, it's tap your card, like, move along.
What'd you
Every
get?
condiment you need is there. I
What
mean,
was your
dude,
concession order? Did you get one of
I
everything?
have I have go-to stuff there now. So the egg salad sandwich is still my favorite sandwich there.
Nice.
I will enjoy a pimento cheese sandwich at least once when I'm on grounds, but it is not my favorite. The barbecue sandwich is great. They
Mm-hmm.
even have kind of for those counting carbs and just want the protein, they do the barbecue just in a cup.
Mm,
Um, the ham and cheese on rye, I think, is a
that
a
sounds
sneaky good
delicious.
option.
I didn't realize they had
Um,
that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good options. The chips, the cookies, like all the stuff that you would want to grab, and it's all right there. And again, the drinks, the cups that the drinks come in, they're they're ones that you stack and you keep.
Yeah.
Now, it's not waste management, but like, every year they kind of alternate for the sodas. They'll do a clear cup, and for the beer they'll do a green, or they'll do vice versa.
Hmm.
Um, just so many great little things. I came home with like 5 cups, right? There was no shot of me throwing out any of them. 0.0 chance of me throwing out a cup.
Yeah, you see that become part of home decor pretty quickly.
Absolutely. Um, they're in my cabinet right now, all my old ones. And so now I get fresh ones. I get to replace them with new ones. Uh, they're the people there are so happy. I mean, they're so happy. They're so friendly. They want to engage you. Where are you from? First time
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, it's probably so
The people
cool
in
to
the
be
shop are
on site.
insanely helpful. The shopping experience itself is a tornado inside of a hurricane. But you have to know when you're in the shop because everything is above you
Hmm.
and everything is numbered. So when you're in the t-shirt area, you have ample time while you're waiting in line to get to the counter to go, I need 15 in an extra large, I need 22 in a large, I need this into this into this. They run, they grab them to, they stack them up in front of you, all set.
Hmm. So
Yeah,
it's
that was
kind of
great.
is it kind of like it makes me think of like at a concert venue
Yes.
where okay, so it's like everything is on display, not on
Yep.
racks. They're not on racks for you to pull
There
off
are
and
there is stuff on racks for like the people who don't want to wait in the lines. That just want
mhm.
very like basic, like I just want the green pullover with the logo. Cool. There's like 10 racks of that,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know. But if you want that specific vest, you got to wait in the line. And again, it's not a long line because everybody just wants to get their stuff and go to the next section.
Yeah.
Um,
Are there
you know,
lockers there for or what if you buy a bunch of stuff?
the greatest thing ever. Again, Disney experience, right?
Right? Cuz I don't see people walking around with the huge bags that I
No,
see them walking around
no,
with.
it's awesome. So number one, if you buy a bunch of stuff and you want to run it out to your car, you're allowed one reentry on your ticket.
Oh, wow, that's unheard of.
So completely unheard of. So people that I was with decided to do that because they didn't want to do what I do when I'm in there. So you go in, you get all your stuff, you fill your little bag up, you walk up, somebody brings you out, you cringe before they even say the number, and you're like, oh, that's not bad. Here you go. You can't wait to give them your credit card. Now you have your clear plastic master's bag full of your stuff, and now you can proceed directly out the doors, make a left, make a little U-turn left, and there is the shipping building.
Oh,
So you
oh,
can check stuff where like you could check stuff and then they give you it's like any kind of check. You get a stub.
yeah.
Okay, bag number 28. Okay, here you go.
But I think I
But
know where you're going with this.
sometimes they're too busy. You walk into that building, I already know what it is. They call you over, sir, you ready? Yup. You hand them your license and a credit card. Your bag gets put in a box. They show you your address. They give you your tracking on the spot. It'll be there
Wow.
in 2 days. Enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
Yeah, that's
And guess what? You are hands free. Your box, my box showed up this morning. I got home at about 10:30 this morning. My box was delivered at 1 o'clock this afternoon. I got to relive it all over again.
yeah, right. It's like, piece of the course came home with you or redelivery.
Yeah,
That's I mean, that makes sense. And I didn't know why I didn't think
it's
about that.
free. It's again Disney experience. When you're in Disney, I don't know if they still do this. They used to do this. When you're
They
in
used
Disney and
to.
you're in a shop and you buy everything that you're buying, they would just send it to your resort.
Hmm.
Where are you at? I'm over at the Contemporary rooms, 735. No problem, sir. We'll have it delivered to you. And then before you even get back to your room, it's sitting in your room.
It's there. Yeah, I've had that. I've shipped stuff from Disney before, and I think you can do it at your resort. I don't know if you can do it at
Hmm.
any store, um, but that's brilliant and a no brainer. And again, just kind of amplifies the experience, and it doesn't limit you and what you're going to buy there. It allows you to again make the most of it and then send it home without stressing about it during your trip.
Correct. Correct.
I
It's just such a great experience. I can't like, I really can't stress enough, again, the details um, that are just all around you and the things, again, that you don't see that are making all the things around you so great. I think people need to appreciate those a little bit more. You know, why the why you never see something get delivered to a concession stand. You never see it.
What about trash? How's trash managed? Is this
There's
the
not, if a bag is half full, it's already changed. There's people walking around picking up leaves off the ground. Like
wonder?
the there are people that are going around the grounds redistributing pine straw. If you talk about, again, the attention to detail of there's not a blade of grass out of place, there's not a seating availability that does not give you optimal view and the entertainment value for every hole, you're doing it wrong. If
Mm,
you walk out of there like, oh man, I really wish I saw X, Y, and Z, you didn't look for it the right way. It's
yeah,
right in front of you. It's it is absolutely a, beside it being my favorite major, and because it's one of the only majors that's at the same place every year.
hmm,
It's not on a rota. It's there or it's not.
it's
And
not happening if it's not there.
yeah, and it's just so super special. I know I keep saying that over and over, but it really is. It's just a wonderful experience from the beginning of the day to the end of your day. And you get in your car and you're like, first off, you're tired, but you're tired because you just got to walk around this place all day, and every sensory has been hit. The smells, the sounds, the sight lines, the way the ground feels under your feet. I mean, the people, the whole environment, again, beginning to end. I mean, I wanted to go find tickets for Tuesday. I
I
didn't
don't
even
want
want to play on Tuesday. I was like, I'll gladly come back and do this again.
I
But
would want to do that. Yeah, I would want to do multiple days if it was possible. I know you're probably paying resale at that point because you got your
yeah,
ticket through the Masters.
I got it through the lottery. Um, Obviously, if you're PGA, you are guaranteed a ticket every day. You go in through the south gate, you show your card, here's your pass. Every day if you
Cool.
want to go every day. I know several of my buddies from up here that are down there still, and they'll stay through Thursday, and they will come home Friday morning to get back to their regular lives. But I prefer practice rounds because it's a much lower key vibe.
Yeah.
Guys are just going around, they're trying to get numbers, they're dropping multiple balls, they're trying to hit shots. They're like, oh, what if I'm in this side? They'll throw a couple balls to the right, they'll throw them down to the left, they'll throw
I like
balls in the bunker.
it's kind of like you never know. We're always let's say you go on a Friday and you have tea times in front of you and everybody's playing their round and people are, kind of more orderly.
Hmm.
Whereas on a practice round, you don't really know what your day looks like when you walk in. And it
No,
kind of
it's
just happens.
wonderful.
It happens organically. And I think that that's very refreshing when we go to an entertainment venue, whether it's a concert, a baseball game, Disney World, but a practice round at a major. is a very unique experience. I will definitely attest to that. I enjoy practice rounds more for that same reason because we don't know what we're going to get. We usually see some players up close that you wouldn't really expect, and that amount of surprise really does make the day a bit more memorable.
Agreed. Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do. Is I prefer practice rounds to event days. I've done event days at U.S. Opens and PGAs. It's just you if you want to see somebody, you better get there early and you better
Yeah.
stay ahead of them, or you're never going to see them because you're going to be 8 rows deep
Mm-hmm.
and just traveling as a horde, and it's just not enjoyable. Where in a
Right.
practice round, guy's going to go play nine, he's going to go over to the range, putt a little bit, and just hang.
Yeah, you might not see the person. I would say suggest this: if you go to a practice round, have loose expectations for who you get to see playing on the golf course. But if you are at the driving range, you will see dozens of players come through the day from
Exactly.
morning till sundown.
Yep.
Um, and that's was the cool part because you get to see their process. You get to see them in one place for 20, 30 minutes. You get to see how they test gear or their coaches working with them. So I know, I mean, this one's all about the Masters, this episode, but we have a crazy run near us this year of
Yeah.
majors.
Yep.
We have the PGA in our backyard. I mean, 10 minutes from us, 15 minutes from us is at Aronimink, which is going to be so cool. I have Tuesday practice round tickets. I think Tuesday,
Okay.
yeah, Tuesday. And I'm thinking of possibly going Wednesday as well, or possibly going Monday as well. But not to mention the tournament days are much more expensive. But like what I
Right.
was just saying is that the practice rounds I think are a bit more intimate. When you get to see behind the scenes and kind of the prep for the big show. And then the U.S. Open at
Yep.
Shinnecock this year. So I don't have tickets for that, but who knows if we end up one of us going or both of us going? Who knows?
I'm working on both. I'm actually working on credentials for both. Uh, Being a rep, it does allow me uh, certain advantages. So I'm currently working on both of them, especially with a couple of the guys that I met this week that were like, "You're going to be there, right? Like,
That's so
just
cool.
come over to this van and like come set up and just hang." Okay, but and again, having both majors in my territory,
Hmm.
having relationships with both PGA sections, it's like I need something.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to go to a club pro and go, "Hey, do you think you can?" No, I'm going to go to the people that I know that are higher up and go, "Can you get me X? If my company can't get me this, can you get me this?"
Right.
And
We'll be eager to see,
yeah,
inside access. We're
but but again, big ballparks, both just big venues.
uh-huh.
And listen, Aronimink is no joke. It's uh, it's a big boy course. You got to hit big boy shots, and those guys are not going to go super low. I don't think on either. I mean, unless something weather wise makes the place get softer, they're going to be running firm and fast. Those greens are going to be tricky. It's going to be fun, man.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be a
we
good
were
it's
actually
gonna be a cool year.
we were talking about the ability to see all three U.S. majors in one year. Like
Yeah, I mean,
you
how
usually
often does
don't
that
get that.
happen? Yeah,
Yeah,
how often can you do that? I mean, if
yeah. How often are you East Coast, East Coast?
if that's not enough of a reason to try to hit them, then I don't know what
Yeah,
is.
yeah. But yeah, that's definitely on the agenda and in the works. So I know you have
Cool.
Tuesday, but because of my schedule, Monday is probably best. Maybe Tuesday, but then I'm on a streak of events that I'm working.
We'll coordinate. It's not that far
Yeah,
from now. I mean, we're like
no, it's not
6 weeks less.
not even. Yeah,
It's gonna come bang, 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 and I hopefully get to make some LPGA stops in May. I'm gonna try to go to Mizuho, which is in North Jersey.
yeah.
I hope
That
hopefully get
Liberty.
no. It's at forget.
Where's the
I
Mizuho?
know it's in it's not I don't want to say Sopranos area, but I saw North Cald I think I saw West Caldwell, and I was thinking of some Sopranos episodes when they talk about West
That's
Caldwell.
funny. Oh, it's
Mountain
at Mountain
Mountain
Ridge.
Ridge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So of
Oh, I can
course.
call. I can make a quick call. I can. that's
Well,
that's
let me know,
that's
because if we're talking about access, I mean, if you haven't been to an LPGA event, my friends, listening, I highly recommend. This is it's in my opinion even cooler than going to see the men, because there's not a huge crowd, especially on practice rounds. You get extremely close and hear their conversations with caddies on the course, and get to get really close to them on the putting green and practice area too. So Mizuho, and then ShopRite again is coming to Seaview. That's at the end of May, before the U.S. Open this year for the ladies. So it's a fun year, man, for being a golf fan, especially in the Northeast, when we have majors and we have big tournaments, and they all happen really in these next 2 months.
yeah.
Before Memorial Day. Um, so yeah, it's this time is now. Masters opens it up, and this episode I'm going to post it tonight. First round is tomorrow. And I did want to save some time to talk about, picks. If you have
Yep.
a dark horse, or if you have a favorite, why don't we both just share one option or one favorite that we have to win, and then maybe one like bold headline or take, whether it's going to be someone makes a cut, someone misses a cut, someone shoots in the 60s every day, which doesn't happen often there. I'll start, and then I want to hand it to you again. Um, I'm really impressed with Lucas Oberg. I think he came in really great on his first year and just kind of fell in love with the place. He played well last year. I think he was fourth overall last year. Um, he's young. He's hungry. He hasn't had a great year this year, but I do have some hope that he'll be able to crack through. That would make me the happiest. But then again, I have some other favorites, and I know I said I wanted to say one, but I'm just going to sneak in Tommy Fleetwood, because I think it would be cool to see him do it here too.
I like Tommy a lot. I would tell you that my favorite pick is Rom.
Oh, so good.
He is my pick, not only because he wears our brand, but he also happens to be a former British champion, and he
Yes.
just plays the place so well. Again, under the tutelage of someone like Olafable, who he holds in such high regard, that he knows when he can kind of put the pedal down a little bit and when to let up. For a dark horse, I'd love to tell you someone like a Jacob Bridgman or something like that, but I think it's going to be, if I was going to say someone who's probably not kind of right out front, I think it's going to be it could be an Akshay year.
Yeah.
Akshay Bhatia, I really like his game. Being a lefty, I can't tell you why, but being a lefty there is an advantage.
Hmm.
I think personally, I think the course just sets up really well for both. But I just think if you're a righty and you can draw it, it's an advantage for you. If you're a lefty and you can cut it, it's an advantage for you. So I would
The
say
group
Rom and Akshay.
the groups look ridiculous.
Oh, the groups are
Um,
great. So
I
smart.
I don't know who does this week to week. I think it's a very important job, but some of these names paired together are just great entertainment. And for what, like, in the past few tournaments, I feel like we've been lacking that. Like, signature groups were a little flat. Featured groups, I should say. So what was a couple that I wanted to pull out? Yeah, DeChambeau, Fitzy, and Schauffele, I think will be an
Hmm.
electric group right after Pat Reed, Fleetwood, and Batia. They're right after Jason Day, Shane Lowry, and DJ. So there's a great run there at around 10. And then McElroy, the amateur, and Cam Young, which is also going to be
Uh,
electric. Cam Young, I think, can easily steal this tournament. How he played at the Players.
I
Who else?
think I think Cam for the U.S. Open more than
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I would agree. I think he has the power and the length to do both. either, but I would agree maybe U.S. Open. There was one other that really stood out. I know I'm scrolling. Rom, Gotterup, and Oberg for round one. I
I
mean,
will
those are three of my favorite guys.
I will tell you a very sneaky threesome that people are going to just scroll right past. And the second I saw this group, I was like, Andrew Novak, Tom McKibben, and Brian Campbell.
When are they going out?
11,
Here,
15,
here we go.
group 18. They are right before the law office of Weir, Clark, and Pulsini. Uh, that I think is a sneaky good group. Um,
I will
I
flag it.
mean, I mean, Adam Scott, Daniel Berger, and Brian Harmon.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not a bad group. I mean, there's so many. Listen, this is the best of the best.
yeah. That's the other
Ron
thing.
Goddard Aberg is
It
nuts.
it's
Like
the
that's a bananas group.
best field we've seen all year. And Scheffler goes out late tomorrow. I think he's 145 with Woodland and Bobby Mack.
Love that.
So
Another
it's
great group.
Justin Rose, Kepka, and Spieth.
Spieth.
I think will be fun to watch. I mean, if either any of these three shoot under par, for some reason, whenever like Spieth and Kepka get together, I feel like 74s come out.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? I mean, Justin Rose was leading round after round one last year, and wouldn't it be
Yeah.
cool to see him finally get it done? He's not my dark horse, but I'd love to see him, creep through, especially after last year. And like I think if there's any guy that's in his later part of his career that deserves a win here, it would be him.
Yeah, I like Rosie. I think there's so many groups here that are just here's another one. Hovland, Cantlay, Noren. I mean, if those three guys feed off each other, that's going to be a scary good group.
Yeah,
Basically, what we're saying, folks, is we don't think Rory's going to repeat.
yeah. We haven't said his name once.
Yeah, now
For here are my favorites up at the top that I flagged. I think Patrick Reed's gonna have a good tournament. He plays well here. Fleetwood, I hope. DeChambeau, I think will play well. I mean, a lot of live guys. 3 out of my 7 are live guys, and we'll see.
disgraceful.
Hey, I mean, it's hard to argue with this. Like you said earlier, the knowledge that people have at this place. It's
Sure.
rare that someone will come in their first year and just pick it up. Oberg is kind of an exception to that of my selections. So we'll see. Who knows? Tomorrow could be a very different story, and I don't expect us to do any recap shows per round. But next week when we chat, it'll be fun to look back on how correct or inaccurate we were on our picks.
Well, it's gonna be a fun week, and the weather looks like it's going to be
Oh, gorgeous.
be a non-factor, which I love, unless like some wind kicks up. But
I think it's going to be fast. I think
yeah,
greens are going to play lightning fast. They haven't gotten any rain since
which I love.
Sunday, I heard. I think
Now I
Sunday.
will. I mean, I'll tell you that even for that place, I mean, I played a couple rounds down there at some private places, and it sounded like you were walking around on Rice Krispies. It's just that dried out.
Dry. Wow.
Yeah, just dried out, and everything runs. And then obviously the greens will save you. If you can hit the green, you're good. But that was a lot of the golf that I played this last week and the beginning of this week was fast fairways, and then greens were receptive.
Mm.
So
Well, I'm
walking
excited.
around there Monday, it was definitely, you knew you were walking on the good stuff.
I mean, it's almost impossible how they do it, but that's why I think everybody watching this week has a different connection with the Masters. And you being there a few times already, I can just tell by how you talk about it, how special it is to you, how special it is to be able to go to that place. I will continue to enter the lottery for next year, as I always do, and have come up unsuccessful for the better part of 10 plus years. Otherwise, I look forward to getting down there.
We will find a way. Again, we will keep speaking it into existence.
So what do you think? Should we wrap this up? Maybe next week the other side of Sunday. Let's get back together and kind of do a little tournament recap of how
Mm-hmm.
good the 2026 Masters came out to be.
Can't wait. Cannot wait to watch this. This is going to be so good.
Yeah, it's right now. It's about 8:45. The night before the first tee. So I'm going to set my alarm early. Going to have some good coffee tomorrow morning and watch our legends tee off at around 7:30, and I think first tee is around 8 o'clock, just before 8 o'clock. So Steve, thank you, my friend. That was awesome. Thanks for sharing all that great story of your experience down there. I hope the listeners are. If you're listening this far, please let us know. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And if you've been there, leave us a comment. Let us know what was your favorite moment of getting down to Augusta, or what are you looking forward to this year watching the Masters. So anyway, Steve, thanks for joining us tonight as always. And for everyone listening, enjoy the tournament.
Enjoy, everybody. Cue the music.
Cue the music. Let's get out of here. All right. See you later.